Hey guys, let me close this. What is going on? Let me see if I can. Hold on. How do I activate? I don't know. Can y'all see me? Hear me? I need y'all to talk to me. I don't know how to really like use this thing efficiently, because if you follow me, you know live is not really my thing. I don't really know how to effectively use live because I don't think I'm like good at entertaining people for that long. So oh, okay, I see the chat now. Damn, that wasn't showing. Hey guys, y'all can hear me, right? Loud, clear, cool. All right, I'm gonna wait till there are 75 people in here. But where's everybody from? I always love to know that. Where are y'all from? Got my TK sign in the back. It's overexposed. Let me see if I can turn it down. Hold on. Ooh, there it goes. Yeah. It's the whatchamacall. Let me see if I can put this behind it. Nope, that didn't help at all. I ain't gonna hold you. Ooh, my son got a thingy about it. Hold on. Does that help? Hell no, I did all of that. That didn't even work. Whatever. Oh! Thank God it's plastic. Well, it's not plastic. It's just some material that's not like easily able to break. Lonnie knew what he was doing when he got that. Okay. We got Bowie, Maryland in the building. Dallas, Texas. I want to move to Texas so bad. San Diego, Cincinnati. I also love San Diego. In spirit, I've never actually been there. Just what I hear about it. Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay. Birmingham, DC, Trinidad and Tobago. What's up? My first, the boy who took my virginity from Cookery, Trinidad. Cookery. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we're at 75 people, so I guess I can begin. So, hey guys. I hope that everybody has been having a great day. I'll probably get up and turn the light off. Like, at some point when it gets really dark. But anyways, I am doing this live and just really explaining to y'all because I'm in a super transitional period. Shout out to Jamaica. I was just there. But I'm in a transitional period. And Tiffany talking about Illinois, baby. Okay. Shout out to Illinois, Tiffany. Okay. Seriously, focusing. I've been in a very transitional period. As you guys know, my birthday was May 1st. It was last month. And the Monday of my birthday, so the last week of April, ever since that Monday, I have just been waking up feeling extremely just different, right? At first, I didn't understand what it was, but like I can feel everything. I can sense everything. I can see through people, traumas, emotions. I've known that I was empathic for a while now, probably like the last 2 or 3 years. Thanks to my bro KO, he kind of like helped me tap into what that means. And me doing my research, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Talking to a spiritual advisor, okay, cool. That's exactly what that is. So I'm a very empathic being, just off rip. But ever since the Monday of my birthday, let me tell you guys what date that was, because that just in my mind that matters. Give me 1 second. What date was that? April. What the hell? April 26th. So that was the last Monday of April. April 26th. That was the day that I woke up feeling completely different. And I could like feel everything, see through everybody, all of that shit, right? Going through a spiritual awakening. Now, I don't know how many of my knockouts have been through spiritual awakenings or know what that feels like or have experienced that, but you are in a very sacred and sensitive space all at the same time. So it's like your spirit will almost like block things that are not supposed to be there, etc. Therefore, right? So what date was this? I'm trying to say, Lonnie did my birthday. He did an amazing job with my whole birthday weekend, which is the first weekend of May, last official weekend of April, first weekend of May. He did my birthday, did a great job with that. So this was like Tuesday. We were supposed to go to Jamaica for my birthday, May 6th through the 10th. Lonnie and I decided that we were going to go a day early, which was May 5th or 4th or whatever. May 5th. So May 4th, this was May 4th. He was filming with a specific woman. I will leave her name out of this because I don't even know if she's okay with me mentioning her name. So I will just leave her name out of this for, I guess, legal purposes or whatever. We were having a great day. I was doing my thing. He was doing his thing. I came back in the house. Prior to this, he and I are at complete bliss. And he sat me and this girl down and we were talking about food. So I didn't see this coming at all. And out of the blue, he told me that he was in love with this girl and myself. It was a complete fucking bomb. Caught me completely off guard. I didn't know how to respond, so I was just standing there like this the whole time he was talking about it. And it really hurt my feelings, but I didn't respond because my body, my mind, my spirit didn't know how to like process that. Yeah, I'm ripping the Band-Aid right off, right? So I'm starting in the middle and then I'm going to go backwards. So I'm starting where we are kind of like now, right? So you guys that have been fans of either Lonnie or I know that I've known him for a very long time, since about 2013, 2014. Well, I'm lying, 2014, 2015, around that time. I've known him for a little while now. We've been really close friends, really like best friends within like recent years, but he's been there for me as I have been there for him. And he randomly told me and this girl, and the girl is also sitting there, that he felt like he was in love with the both of us. This is a girl that he says he doesn't speak to often. This is a girl that was in both of our lives, you know, like in a past time. But yes, I am talking about Lonnie. Scenarios. That's what I'm talking about. I'm letting you guys know what the hell the reason is why I've had to take a break from recording, from creating content. My mental has not been in the best space. And a lot of the reason is because of this. Give me 1 second. Let me turn this light on. It's getting dark. Okay, we're back in the game. I'm not really reading y'all whatchamacallit. Okay, I see it now. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think the girl wants her name spoken about, so I'm not going to say her name. But to the people that are just getting in here, I am explaining now the reason why I have not been able to create, why my mental has been a little off, while I've had to step back, etc. So Lonnie basically told me 2 days before my birthday trip, this was the weekend right after my birthday, that he was in love with me and another girl. The day after, he then explained that he was, that's not what he meant. He didn't mean that. He was just very, what was it? He was just very overwhelmed with emotion because that was the girl that gave him his drive and his motivation. And that was the woman that gave him his confidence and his voice. So he felt a very euphoric feeling, and he felt the need to speak on that and what happened in that space or whatever. He just felt like he was in love with the both of us. But then when we wound up talking about it, he denied all of that, right? So I'm telling you guys that. Remember that. We're going to start from the beginning. This is that piece that I just told you guys was the beginning of the end of Lonnie and TK. So to answer you guys' question, overall, Lonnie and I are no longer together. We are not together. We tried it. We dated officially for about 10 months, 9 or 10 months, one of them. We are not together anymore. So I see you guys' posts, comments. Instagram, Lonnie is more of a private person. I've always been open. I've always been transparent. I've always been an open book. I don't need or like, well, I won't say like, you can say what you want. I don't need or care for a person saying, hey, you don't need to sell your business or you don't need to do blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do what I want to do. And transparency has always been my biggest way of healing. Me being transparent and coming out and just speaking about my pain has always been my biggest way to heal. So remember that part. I'm going to start from the beginning. So we will bring this story back to, when was that? Last August. ATL verse, right? Was the start of ATL verse began around last August. It was me, Lonnie, B. Lynn, and Jamal originally. And then Tiffany came like right after. And then Jay came like 3 months down the line. Maybe I'm lying, like probably like a month, if that, a month or two down the line. So we were all cool. We were really excited about this group. They wanted to put together. The idea was that we were all going to help each other create content, make content, and really do what we needed to do to just, be the pillars in Atlanta when it came to content creation. Prior to this, Lonnie had already hit 100K. I think Jamal was close to hitting 100K, but I don't think he had hit 100K by the time we had started the group. So we had all been like just deciding to like grind it out that entire summer. We were all on each other's shit. I don't know if y'all remember last summer, all on each other's shit, all helping each other like really do like the damn thing, right? So around October or November of 2020, Lonnie and Jamal basically told ATL verse, which is at this point, B. Lynn had, I won't say she was kicked out of the group or anything like that. She just had a lot of other things going on and she lived in a different state. So she just did her own thing. We did our own thing. Nobody ever kicked B. Lynn out of the group. We still show her the exact same love whenever she comes around. Okay. So B. Lynn is gone. So around October or November, Lonnie and Jamal had, I will say, assumed a leadership role in ATL verse and took the time to let us know. We had group chats and everything. And they took the time to let us know that they were no longer going to be filming our content for us. So we had to find somebody to shoot for us. This was like the second to last week in October. I'm a date person, so I keep like timestamps of when things happen. I write dates down for different reasons in my notepads. I don't know why I do that, but anyways, so it was like the second to last week of October. They basically like, we need to find somebody. Jamal has a friend, Adro. Adro shot at the coldest white boy, like Lonnie says, on the side of the Mason-Dixon. I fucking love Andrew. He's so phenomenal. He's so dope at everything that he does. But Adro went and stepped in, and Jamal was like, my friend Adro's going to come. He's going to shoot for us. But, like, if just in case he doesn't work for you guys, keep looking for people. Adro comes. He winds up being a perfect fit. From November until almost, I'm lying, this is October. So Andrew came before November. He came in October because he was shooting a lot of things for us in like sometime in October. So from that time until like the end of January, Andrew was shooting all of our things, all 5 of us. And it never came up that Lonnie and Jamal were paying him. In that time as well, a lot of equipment began to be bought that Lonnie and Jamal were coming out of pocket for. Again, another thing that they were never vocal about. It was just popping up, right? And they're like, yeah, we invested, we doing blah, blah, blah. But it was never anything that they ever spoke. So they would have their own private conversations inside of ATL verse. So going into January, Jamal had a conversation with Tiffany. And then we had like a monthly meeting, which we had began to have. And in this specific monthly meeting, it was them letting us know that we had, they texted, Jamal texted right before the meeting. And basically letting us know that we had until January 25th to find a new shooter. And they had found this shooter and we can use him. But they're taking Andrew, who was the shooter that we were all accustomed to using, for themselves because we are overworking Andrew. And it's probably too much for him. So cool. That was a huge argument. We were on the phone for like hours going back and forth at it because I genuinely felt like they didn't take any compassion. They took this role of leadership inside of a group when nobody asked them to take the role, and then began to resent the people that they were helping. And then when they felt that it no longer benefited them, they dropped us without a bad habit. So let me make this very clear. While we are all a part of ATLverse as an entity, as a group, ATLverse is not a thing. You will hear us use it. Like Lonnie and I argued one time, and he was like, it's going to make me mad because y'all going to use this for clout. And it's like everybody being using it for clout. ATLverse is still the 5 of us that are popping as hell in Atlanta and popping content creators in Atlanta that you got to go through a lot of times to get your shit off and get seen and blah, blah, blah. So you can use the word or the group name with us on some separate shit, but as a group, we don't function as a group. And it's because Lonnie and Jamal decided that we were too much and we were all getting too busy to continue moving the way that we were moving, when in reality, it was Lonnie and Jamal had a conversation and they were moving in a different direction. And instead of having a conversation with the group, they took it upon themselves to move in their own separate direction. Here's where the problems began between Lonnie and I. This was just the beginning of it. Hold on, let me take a sip. I wish I had some background music. Okay. I wish I could. Let me read some of you guys' comments really fast. Let's see. Oh, I really appreciate you guys' love. I really do. I appreciate all of you guys' love. Okay. So, there's that. I also want to make it very clear that I have Tiffany as my best friend. And one of my best friends, and I have absolutely no problem with Jay. He and I are click tight. I talk to him like every other day. Just on some like we just random shit, content, ideas, all of that stuff, right? I talk to them very often. But the problem became with ATLverse that ultimately bled into Lonnie and I's relationship, with it being Lonnie and Jamal were very, they were not compassionate about the fact that they did not communicate with us. They were basically like, okay, well, man, I probably shouldn't have done it that way. We could have did it different, but I'm not going to apologize for putting people in a better situation. That was kind of their stand on it. Jamal's standing in the beginning was, oh, well, I was, what did he say? I did what I needed to do for this group, and I'm not about to listen to y'all tell me that I'm doing anything wrong. That was his take on it. And these words are kind of paraphrased, but pretty much this is what the hell they said. Now, me personally, I've known Lonnie and Jamal longer than the other people in the group. So I genuinely felt away because I was there with them when they, more Lonnie than Jamal. But I was there with them when they were building where they were when all of this happened. I was there with them for like all of the frustrations and all of that shit. And I was genuinely hurt, and I expressed that. I was very open about that. I was very transparent about the fact that you guys are my friends, and I looked at y'all as brothers, and y'all hurt my fucking feelings. I had to, in that situation, I didn't look at Lonnie as a boyfriend, because before this, I looked at him as somebody that I trusted, a best friend, like a man that was in my life that I can completely trust, and like his opinion, voice, and advice mattered to me. And they didn't have any compassion about the fact that they have completely ripped the rug from underneath all 3 of our feet, and they are upset that we are upset. But by the end of that conversation, Jamal then wound up getting in his feelings and said that he needed to step back because he felt like he was doing things. We felt like we were being ungrateful, pretty much, because he did all of this stuff for us that nobody asked him to do. And for us to tell him that he went about something the wrong way pretty much was a no-go for him. But yeah, that's that. So then moving forward, Lonnie and I argued about this thing for like months on end, here and there. Being in a relationship, working together, being best friends, we were connected in like so many different aspects of our life. And it's kind of hard to like separate those kinds of things when you just have so many ties to a person. So that, and I need y'all to follow me here. Okay. I need y'all to follow me because this story is going from ATLverse back into Lonnie and I, but it all ties in together. So that was the ATLverse situation. I'll tell you at the beginning, the end of where me and Lonnie are kind of currently, and what the ATL verse situation was. These are all things that affected my mental health and really fucked me up and completely like had me in my shell, why I have not been creating and why y'all have not seen me in a little while. So okay, Lonnie and I, that shit that happened with ATL verse. We, you know, family argue. Like your family will argue, your family will get into it. So that's kind of how everybody is kind of taking the situation. Jamal, who's the person who basically told everybody that they were in their feelings, wound up being in his feelings the most. So he had to step back. He didn't want to film with any of us. Things of that nature. We were all trying to maneuver as normal. Lonnie and Jamal took it upon themselves. The original conversation was that we needed a new shooter because we were overworking Andrew, our shooter. Then things became, me and Jay still had the same shoot day. That it was no, ATL verse is no longer a priority to us. Lonnie and Jamal found new actors, new actresses, new people, new locations, and then took up the rest of our film days so that they could film more on their film days. Basically working Andrew the same way that we would have been when it was all of us. So they basically removed us from the equation and then worked him twice as hard in that situation. And Andrew actually said that himself. So and not they are overworking. He's just like, damn, like I kind of low key work more. It didn't seem like it was an issue for him. It was just something he mentioned. Just want to make that clear. So leading back into Lonnie and I's relationship, we would argue about it because he would try to throw Tiffany, Jamal, and Lonnie would both throw Tiffany under the bus all the time for things that she'd done that didn't bother me. And Tiffany and I have a very different relationship than I have with them because Tiffany and I are both accountable ass women. We're both mature ass women for the most part. Everybody has their insecurities and immaturities. But when I curse Tiffany out and Tiffany curses me right the fuck back out. And they didn't think that I was calling her out the way that I was calling them out. So they would be like trying to like call her out and say X, Y, and Z. And it was just like, yeah, no, Tiffany get cursed out too. The same way y'all think that y'all don't, Tiffany get this same work. And Tiffany do the same shit to me. When I fuck up, she be like, bitch, you got me fucked up. And I be having her fucked up sometimes. Sometimes she be having me fucked up. So that's where that was. So the ATL verse thing is still lingering and it's bleeding into Lonnie and I's relationship. So I'm gonna put a period in that, and then I need you guys to understand this fact or this information so that I can jump back into how this, all ties into Lonnie and I's relationship. Okay, so if I'm gonna tell the story, I'm gonna tell the whole story. 2019, I was homeless. I was sleeping in a car with my son, who was like 2 at the time. My baby father had upped and moved back to California. I was in a relationship with a man after that, my first relationship after my baby father. He's known my son since he was very young. That is the first man that my son knows as daddy because that was the man that was around. My baby father was not. I was in my car. I didn't have money for anything. I didn't have resources that I could count on, nothing. Lonnie and I were both in really, really bad relationships that we would, and like for over a year at that point, text each other to get each other through these bad relationships that we were in, these toxic relationships. And we would text each other like, we're going to be out of this one day. We're going to look back at this and laugh. Lonnie was telling me how he couldn't create and how he felt like he couldn't talk. He couldn't voice himself in his relationship. And he was depressed and really sad. And I was telling him the exact same thing. I was like, I'm being abused. It domestically, physically, I mean, not domestically, physically, yes, domestically, but physically, mentally, emotionally, it was a lot that I was going through myself. And we would text each other and use each other as support. And Lonnie texted me one day. I'd gone to New York to drop my son off for the summer because I was just going through so much. I'd rather sleep in the car by myself than sleep in the car with my kids. So my mom offered to help me take care of my son that summer 2019. And I sent him up there, and Lonnie and I were texting, and he was like, I have a crazy idea. And I was like, what is this idea? And he was like, you should come stay with me. And I was like, what? Now my relationship, or I won't say my relationship, my history in staying with men has not been a good one. They always want something from me. They want me to fuck them, or like it's always just some like traumatic shit. And I've like been groped up on it. Just so I was really nervous, right? Even though Lonnie has never given me a reason to think that way, I was extremely nervous. So he and I, he was like, you should come live with me. I have my own house, and I feel really bad hitting you up for skits, knowing that you don't have a place to sleep at night. So I took him up on his offer. He was like, whatever you need, just let. Originally, I was like, I'm gonna need like 3-4 months. I'm gonna be good. Yeah, see where that landed. It's 2 years later. But I moved in and things were good. I was still kind of dealing with my ex. I was working in the club. I was a bottle girl, and things were cool. Lonnie and I got hell, like we were already cool and close, but we got like even closer. Like we would cook together, have fun. He was still a flight attendant, so he'd be doing his thing, I'd be doing my thing, and things were great. And then we experienced a lot of sacred things together, sexually and not sexually. And things that I will never tell anybody, things he's told me, things I've told him. But we got to a point where we began to be intimate. We started fucking. I'm a woman, then I know that men think that women like this don't exist, but I am genuinely asking anybody that's around me, any man that has dealt with me in my adult years, I am a woman that can be intimate with somebody and keep it pushing if that's not what we're on. That doesn't bother me. If I know that we're just having sex, we're just having sex. That's how my mind works. It just moves that way. As an adult. When younger, don't talk to anybody I talk to 19 and below. Okay? They don't count. But ever since then, I've just been really cool with that. So we were intimate for a while, and like we would see y'all comments saying, oh, he got to be tapping that. He got to be blah, blah, blah. He got to be doing X, Y, and Z. And that was not, that wasn't like, we was doing it, but like he was like talking to people. I was doing my own thing, whatever. Eventually, this was around the time that he kind of moved to LA. We had been spending so much time together. He wound up telling me that he was into me. I was like, damn, I don't know. Like my guard automatically went up because of the last person that I was with. And he was just really persistent. He was really patient with me. I was very transparent and very open about, I don't think that you can handle a woman like me. I am a diagnosed bipolar. And I just began to understand it that year. I've been diagnosed since I was 14 or 15 years old, but I began to dive into it and what it was and what that meant for me that year of 2020. And I was just like, no, you're not going to be able to handle this. Like I've been down this road before. Like, I don't want to go through this again. Like, we can just be friends. I've never dated a friend. I've always been friends with people I've dated, but I've never actually dated a friend and made them like a boyfriend or anything of that nature. And I was like, no, like you open me up. You make me feel so alive. Like, and I'm just like, yeah, like a lot of men, like when they experience me, they say that, like, it's just, again, me being empathic, like, no, I don't know that this is like the best thing. And he insisted, and he was patient, and he tried. My birthday last year, he really did the damn thing. He got me like a box of champagne, got my favorite chef, and my friends came over, and I played him the day after with my ex-boyfriend. I went over to my ex-boyfriend's house because he held a barbecue for me with my friends. I told my friends not to say anything, and they were like, all right, cool. When we got back in the house, I told him myself. I told Lonnie that I went. We were not in a relationship this time. This is just us, like, more intentionally dealing with each other. And us, like, being around each other, dealing with each other at that moment. He was super mad at me. I was crying, all that stuff. And I remember my best friend Tyler being there. She was like, do you know why you feel this way? Because you're falling in love. That's why you care about this man this much. That's why you, like, I didn't, like, even do no crazy ass shit when I was at my ex's house. But it was the fact that I told him that I was going to leave him alone, and I did. And I lied. I lied to Lonnie in the very beginning when we were just talking. And after that, I was very remorseful. I was like, baby, I'm sorry. Well, it wasn't baby then, but I was just like, I'm sorry. How are you feeling? What can I do to make it better? He wanted me to do something to make it better. I did that to make it better. And then we began to still coast. I'm still doing my own thing, kind of, because we're not in a relationship. But my ex is still a thing, and I at this point I'm like, I'm never gonna fall out of love with my ex. So you might as well just leave me alone. And Lonnie's just like, I have patience. Like, you're worth it. He was like, I'm not dumb. I'm not gonna make the same mistake that your ex made. I'm not that fucking stupid. He also said to me that I know what I have the first time around. So like, me making that mistake is highly unlikely. That was his attitude going into all of this. So time went on. It was raining so beautifully outside. Time went on. We wound up being in a relationship. And it was really rocky in the beginning, but like, we was able to get past it and get through it. And then, what the hell? Things were like, the good outweighed the bad significantly. We had one really big hiccup in the beginning of our relationship that almost broke us up for good. I swallowed my pride and I was like, I just want to be with you. I love you. I love our bond. I love who we are together. I love how you make me feel. Lonnie has made me feel so feminine in my life. And I kind of felt like that with my ex, but I mean, like, I'm a tomboy, yeah, but I don't really maneuver like how true tomboys maneuver. But as far as like being carefree, but I was so like I was in trust. I was feminine. I wanted to get my nails done, my hair done, make sure I stayed pretty, make sure I cooked, I cleaned. Like, Lonnie brought that true feminine energy out of me. And it was because of what I was helping him with, which was being secure in who he was translating. So it was like making me feel safe enough to be a woman. So that was over, the few months or whatever. And, like couples do, we have different arguments and different things here and there. But the one thing that stood true, and Lonnie and I, hold on, I'm going to switch this angle because of the rain in the back. It's kind of like affecting things a little bit. So because of I'm sorry, hold on, let me fix this really fast. Okay, there we go. Okay, so Lonnie and I, like I said, he brought out all of my feminine energy. Like, he helped me tap into my sacral chakra, and my creativity was blooming. Everything's blooming. Y'all saw it. Lonnie and Jamal are the reasons that are big pillars behind me starting my YouTube, and they gave me the motivation to do that and continue on with that. And it became, they motivated me. They just helped me through like a lot. And Lonnie helped me through like a really big state of depression and helped me like kind of come out of that with just his openness and his willingness. And even though I was apprehensive about it, it was still like, I mean, like, none of my other friends offered this, and that's no shade to them at all. So if any of my friends are watching this, I don't hate you. I don't like you any less for this. I did stay with my best friend for a month, but I was like, I can't be in South Carolina. That's where she was. So I would have stayed there, girl, but I had things to do in Atlanta. But he opened his home to me. So I had so much gratitude and so much just love. And I showed that in every way. Anything Lonnie and Jamal ever needed from me, they had. Jamal at one, a lot of times he only calls me when people cancel on him. More than likely he doesn't like cast me in his shit at first. It's always on the back end. And like, my thing in life has always been people, like I always tell people how things will play out, and because of their own desires, they always deny it. And it is, it hurts. Like, it shouldn't hurt as much, because if I know it's going to happen, but it'd be hurting when I know that somebody is going to like let me down in a specific way, and they do. So Lonnie and I's relationship began to progress. Jamal, they moved to LA. He ended his relationship with his fiance. Lonnie and I are like really getting into each other, whatever. We wind up being in a relationship. Our relationship moves on. We have our regular relationship hiccups, and then we get to the ATL verse argument. In the beginning of our relationship, before Lonnie and I dated, I said to him specifically, is I like being the homegirl. I don't want to be the girlfriend and then not be able to be the homegirl. I like being a homegirl. I like my niggas telling me like what's going on and giving them advice and stuff like that. And it was like, girl, you always gonna be the homegirl. Him and Jamal used to say it to me all the time. You always gonna be the homegirl. And then I became the girlfriend. And then when Lonnie and Jamal moved back, Jamal moved into Lonnie's house. So it was all three of us staying here. And then it became like they would have their own conversations. And a lot of these conversations were like ATL verse shit in mind, but it was for the betterment of them. The ATL verse was like a thing that they threw in there with it. And that's what cultivated all of this situation with how ATL verse broke up. In Lonnie and I's argument, like I stated in the beginning of this live, that Lonnie was like, I don't want y'all fucking using ATL verse as no, what did he say? As no thing for clout. And it was just like, everybody is at this point in the group is using it for clout. Like everybody is using ATL verse when it benefits them because nobody's actually dedicated to this group. And Tiffany and I were specifically, I can speak for she and I because we talked about it a lot along the way. We both really helped Lonnie and Jamal, Tiffany, Jamal, me, Lonnie, like build their platforms. I did not build Fenarios. I am not a catapult of Fenarios. Lonnie was doing this way before me. Let me make that very clear. I did not build that man's brand. I don't have help in building that man's brand. That man's brand was in development way before I ever met him. However, I did put a lot of dedication, time, effort, love, and respect into what he was building because I saw his vision. And for him and Jamal to do what they did to ATL verse, the way they did, I lost a lot of respect for them. But mind you, I'm still dating Lonnie, and Jamal and I are still friends. Around this time, well, this is the timeline. I'm not giving y'all an exact timeline, but this is like a course of months, over months. But this all has happened over the course of like a year or so. Jamal starts dating somebody new, in which he forced a relationship on me, this woman. I'm sure y'all know who she is if y'all follow Jamal. But me, this woman, and Tiffany, in which it made her not like us in the beginning because I know a woman like me, my stature, I don't like being compared to people. So if somebody compares me to somebody, I'm like, he forced this friendship on me, me, Lambo, and Tiffany. He forced this friendship and this relationship. And then when the relationship actually worked out, Jamal got pissed off, pretty much, when him and her did not work out. And this is me coming towards the latter end of the story. ATL verse happened. I had a trip to Jamaica around that time. I planned a trip to Jamaica. Everybody was supposed to be going. And you know how Black people do. Everybody plans a trip and then people begin to drop out. So there were like 17 people, like 6 of us wound up going. Jamal was supposed to go. Jamal and his girlfriend, Jamal and Lambo were supposed to go with his girlfriend at the time. And we all had everything set up. Jamal and Lambo wound up breaking up. And in the middle of that, I went to him first and said, hey, do you mind if she still goes? Because by this time, Lambo and I had built a really good like relationship. It was like, oh, this bitch is cold. She's like, oh, you cold? Cool. Me and her had built a really good, cool friendship along with Aisha, but she has nothing to do with any of these stories. But she, he's like, I don't care if she goes. She's not on, I'm not paying for it. It's not on my dime. Okay, cool. So I went to her and I was like, I still want you to go. Like, you're a lot of fun to be around. I love your vibe. Like, I still want you to go on my trip. Especially knowing that Lonnie and Jamal are more of the same person. They're more on the chill side. And Lambo is more on the turned up side like me. So I would definitely want her to go. Especially since I asked Jamal and he said he did not care because he was not paying for it. Well, turns out that Jamal wound up caring because he texted me a week before my birthday trip and said that he's under the impression that she's going and he doesn't want to be in that space. And my issue with Lonnie and Jamal is that they're both very passive-aggressive men. They are both very, they will help you how they feel you need to be helped. not in the way that you want to be helped. So if you ask them for something, they'll be super apprehensive. They may do it eventually, but they'll be super up in the air. I don't have an answer right now for you. I have to think about it. But they will come to you with things they think you need help with. So they'll help you on the things they think you need help with, not on the things that you may actually need in your life, despite what they're actually seeing. So that was a big issue. And Jamal and I stopped speaking at that point. So that was in the end of April, or around the same time that Lonnie and I also separate. So this was around the end of April. Jamal, I couldn't understand. I couldn't believe that. And his response to me was super manipulative. It was super. She didn't even like y'all in the beginning anyway, and she could only go on a trip because I paid for her passport. And it was just super gaslit, super manipulative, and I don't fuck with him because of that at all. And his response to me was that if money isn't involved, then you don't think of me. If you follow me, you know I've always supported all of Jamal's music without Jamal ever asking me to support his music. I supported his music so much that he would send me his songs before they were mixed and mastered because he wanted me to hear them. But so for him to say that just to try to prove a point, it really just showed me, okay, that's who you are. I'm cool off that. Me, Tiffany, and Jay kind of like got our schedules around each other to like film around each other so we could be in each other's shit. Tiffany started fucking the schedule, cursed her the fuck out for that shit. So then she made herself available for me. And then vice versa. Like I made myself available for her. So me, Tiffany, and Jay were kind of operating on the same schedule. Tiffany wound up like using the shooter that they had at the time that they had said it. I didn't have the money for it. I wound up gaining and, saving a little bit so I can get the money for it. And then I said I wanted to use Andrew, which was the shooter that we originally used. Lonnie and I got into the biggest fucking argument about me using Andrew because they now use Andrew 5 days out of the week. So Andrew's free day at that time was only on a Saturday and like a Saturday and Sunday, something like that. But they were using him more days than all 5 of us were using him. So the hours that they said that we were overextending him, they literally just removed us out of the equation and spread out the shit. So it really made me feel away, but I wanted to use Andrew because Andrew already knows how I like, what I like how he can help me help myself. And David is so fucking bomb, but I know that he has a musical background. And Tiffany's schedule with her getting David first doesn't work with when I would need David because Tiffany be needing him a lot and she be having a lot of shit going on. She has to shoot for YouTube and Facebook. So I wanted to use Andrew when I brought it up to Lonnie. It became this really big argument about like it was the craziest fucking thing. It became this argument about so now I have to inconvenience myself or I have to move my days around so that because you want something. And I'm just like, damn, like all of the like y'all haven't inconvenienced me enough. So ATL verse when we broke up, everybody else seemed to be able to bounce back, and I was not able to bounce back from this. I'm an earth sign. Scorpios are also fixed signs. I am a grounded sign, and I don't bounce back easily to rapid change. I don't. And it's really hard for me to bounce back from things that are just swiped from underneath my my feet. And that's how I felt with the ATL verse situation. I felt like I was there, I was supporting, I showed up for everybody, and I was just starting to get my shit together and really get up on there. And Lonnie and Jamal made it a thing about everybody when it was really just a thing about them. They said everybody's about to get busier. But in reality, it was just them two wanting to do what the fuck they wanted to do. They liked Andrew so much, they just took him to themselves and did X, Y, and Z and had no consideration for anybody else. Now, fucking up, they said that wasn't their intention, so that wasn't my issue. It was the lack of compassion afterwards. That really was my problem in the situation because I've showed up for everybody. And I always show up for everybody. So the fact that they couldn't even understand my frustration. I didn't even ask for anything from them. But the fact that they couldn't even understand my frustration in the entire situation really, really bothered me. And I was not able to really effectively get over that. So all of this stuff began to bleed into Lonnie and I's relationship. Lonnie and I have been in therapy for we're in therapy for a while because we realized earlier on that we have a communication barrier. We come from different aspects of life, different places in life, and he thinks a lot of shit is confrontational when it's just me saying, like, I can tell on it, hey, I don't like this, and he'll think I'm trying to argue, and I'm like, no, I just want you to know that I don't like this, and he'll get in his bag and get all whatever, right? So with Lonnie and I, the shit bled over because we would talk about it, and I'd be like, damn, this is making me look at you sideways because it feels like you don't want me to win. And he and I get into, or every argument, any big argument that Lonnie and I have ever gotten into has been because I've expressed how I felt, and he was more concerned on arguing. No, you can't think that because that's not what I meant. Instead of, damn, baby, like, okay, I didn't mean to make you feel that way. This is really my intention. And I pride myself on communication. I really do. I really, really do. And people can say what they want. And I know, especially Lonnie and Jamal, they're very condescending with how they communicate with people. But I am, okay, all right, this is how what you did or said made me feel. And with them, I just felt like my patience was never respected. My calmness was never respected. And then when I lost it, or if I got upset, then my response would be used as the base of argument. Well, look at what you did and what you said, which is, if you know about any of this, it's called gaslighting. So back to that, I had to tell you guys that story because I should have started with that, but I had started with the Lonnie and I shit because that is the biggest thing of me not being able to create. But the ATO verse thing is what ultimately wound up bleeding into Lonnie and I's relationship. And then we got into it really bad. We came back, went to therapy, argued, made up about it. And I was just like, baby, like, I just love you. Like, I just want to be with you. I want to make it work. I'm here. And we were both on the same page for a while. We were extremely happy into my birthday, extremely happy. Like, he got me a Sprinter for my birthday, which was really cool. He got me some Chanel No. 5 perfume and a $150 gift card to Victoria's Secret, which was all really great. And then he dropped that bomb on me about being in love with him, being in love with me and another girl while the other girl was sitting on the couch. I felt like I was in an episode of Flavor of Love. Like, I really felt like I was in an episode of Flavor of Love. But then even after that, I didn't know how to respond. So I kind of chilled and didn't respond immediately. I didn't react immediately. Yeah, I went out to dinner that night. He couldn't see it because I had on a low brim hat. I cried the entire night at dinner. We came back home, and when we came back home, I was like, you can have this woman. You can do what you want to do, because I can't be in competition. I am not a competitive person. I am not, like, if somebody tries to compete with me, I back out of the competition. The only person I am comfortable competing with is myself. I'm a sore loser. Like, I'm not a person that likes to compete, and I'm very transparent about that. I'm very honest about it. I don't want to compete with nobody. I don't. I'm genuine because I'm genuine, and I'm kind because I'm kind, and I do things because I want to do things, but I don't want to compete with people because of the things that I do. Not at all. Not in any metric at all. People that are competing with me are competing by their fucking self because I don't know anything about it. So I kind of told him, I was like, you can have her. It is what it is. Again, this was the day before we were supposed to leave for my birthday trip to Jamaica because he and I were leaving a day early. And we went back. A day passed. I talked to Tiffany. Tiffany is my bitch. That is my girl. She always talks me off the motherfucking ledge when I be ready to lose my shit. She be keeping me like, sis. And she's older than me. So she be like, sis, calm down. You got this. You want, like, you can do this. This is what you need. This is how I would handle the situation. She doesn't force her opinion on me, but this is how I would handle the situation. Because again, prior to this, we're doing so good. I wouldn't have seen this coming at all. At all. I would not have seen this coming. So I decided not to leave with him a day early. He came next to my bed, to my bedside the day after all this happened and kind of like apologized. And he was like, I realized that was very selfish and I shouldn't have done that to you, especially right before your birthday. And I'm sorry. And I understand if you don't want me to go to Jamaica anymore. And I'm still like me being the fucking hopeless romantic that I am. I'm like, no, like I still want, I didn't say it to him, but I'm like, I still want you to go. But I don't want to be alone with you at this point. So I'm not about to go with you to Jamaica a day early. So that day I went and got everything done. That night I went out with my best friend. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like crying all the fucking time. Just like, oh my God. Like, I can't believe that this happened. This put me in like the weirdest position. And then I can tell that the girl, the woman in question, like she didn't know. So when I looked at her face, she was fucking red. But I was like, damn, like he put her in a weird situation. He put me in a weird situation. It was so weird. So when I came home that night, I went to talk to him about it. And a big problem that I have with Lonnie that I also had with Jamal and ATL verse was that they're very dismissive in their reaction to how they think you should feel. So, I mean, like, when Lonnie and Jamal both get really upset, they both start laughing and saying, I'm not even mad at the situation. Like, what are you talking about right now? What do you mean? Nobody even... They start doing that condescending ass, weird ass shit. And a woman like me calls it out every time because that should be pissing me the hell off. So Lonnie was doing that. He was kind of like rolling his eyes when I was telling him how I felt. I was like, you need to cut this girl off. Like, I know that you just, did something and it requires her reappearance, but no, you need to cut her off. Is that an issue for you? He had to think about it. Old me would have been like, yeah, no, fuck you, but whatever. I was like, okay, cool. This is fine. You got to think about it. He thought about it, and then he was like, that's not an issue for me. Cool. I'm talking to him, and I'm like, he like rolls his eyes at me one too many times, and I absolutely lose my shit. And the situation, I don't put my, we don't get like violent or anything like that, but I did throw fucking water and wine at him, and he begins really emotional. I'm crying. He's crying. He's like, I love you. I didn't mean it like that. I just felt really euphoric. And I just wanted to, that was just a thing that came in my mind. Mind you, when he sat the both of us down, we were talking about steak. And when he started talking about it, he said, this is probably the dumbest thing that I've ever done in my life. So he acknowledged that it was stupid and continued to talk. Beyond me. So I got really upset because of how dismissive he was with my emotions. And the trend in my life, and especially in this relationship with Lonnie and I, it was when I'm calm, when I'm cool, when I'm collected, I never come at people on 1,000 ever. I've never been a troublemaker. I've never been a trouble starter. I've always been the person that like will finish it though. I've never been the person that blows up immediately. I've always been able to let people know my triggers. And it's because I've realized when I was younger, everybody used to say it was an anger problem, but it's understanding that it was being bipolar and not really understanding and being in the works, like not understanding what I was experiencing and what I was going through. But I always come with a million warnings. And I did not feel like I didn't feel like my patience was respected with Lonnie. I didn't feel like my calmness was respected. I didn't feel like my femininity was respected, any of it. And when I pipe up and when I lose it, then he takes that and uses that against me. I'm like, yeah, look at you. This is all you know how to do is yell and scream. Look at you. That's all you know how to do is fight. And it's like, no, that's not all I know how to do. I try to do it a different way and it's not working. So like I'm resorting back to what I know how to do, and that always works. But he wound up both fucking crying about it. And excuse me. We wound up crying about it. And he talked me off the ledge. We went to sleep that night. The next day was the actual day of the trip to Jamaica. And in the morning, of course, we woke up all sluggish and tired because we stayed up late fucking fighting and arguing. And we got to the airport. And when we got to the airport, he looked at me and he was like, baby, you know I love you, right? I really do love you. And everything he fucking did went away. Every fucking thing. Like, I immediately was like, okay. right? Like, I love you too. And he was like, I'm gonna make sure my baby fed, and I'm gonna make sure we get some food for you, and we gonna be good, and we gonna have a good time in Jamaica, okay? Because it's your birthday trip, and that's what matters. And I'm like, okay, all right. So in my mind, I'm like, we gonna have a good time. I at that moment committed to not bringing up like or being mad and bringing that emotion from Atlanta to Jamaica. So we get to Jamaica around like 3 something Jamaica time. Land, get like checked in and all that stuff. When he and I got in the room, I let him know, and I was like, I feel like you should pay for everything while we're on a trip. Now let me give you guys a little bit of background. It's all inclusive trip. I pay for half my room, and I would have paid for my flight if Lonnie did not help me with his stuff that he has with Delta, right? I would have done all of this on my own. But I let him know, I was like, I feel like you should pay for this. And he like kind of laughed it off, like, whoa, let's talk about it here. Come on, let's talk about it now. Like, as y'all know, he be on the internet talking about when you jump off the dresser in it, and when you do this is what you get from your bitch. When all the times y'all be seeing me cooking for him, if you follow him or me on Instagram, all of that stuff. Oh yeah, this is what you get when you treat your bitch good, when you do blah blah blah, etc. etc. And he wasn't doing none of that. So I brought it up. Like, I just, baby, I feel like you should pay for anything. It's my birthday trip. This is an all-inclusive resort. So, like, anything that I want to buy, like, I just feel like you should pay for it. He kind of laughed it off. Whatever. We get downstairs, meet up with the rest of the group that came, and we see somebody. I get a bracelet, a waist bead, and an anklet, and it totaled $40. So when I came up to him, I said, yo, I was like, baby, I'm excited. I'm like, can I get $40, please? I asked him for 80 originally because nobody had cash on them and they only accept the cash, and they were in a cash app. But then I was like, wait a minute, they can just cash app me and I can pay for it, but I wanted him to pay for my stuff. So I was like, wait, never mind, not 80. Baby, can you please just give me these $40? And he looked at me and he was like, this ain't that. I'm not your money pit. And I was like, huh? And he was like, this ain't that. I'm not your money pit. Like, it's just the first day. You need to slow down. And I'm like, slow down for what? Boy, what? I just want, like, I'm like, Lonnie, come on, give me the damn, like, $40 while we arguing about this right now. I was like, you recently fucked up. When I fuck up, I asked you what you wanted. You told me what you wanted. Even though what you wanted made me feel a little, I still did what you wanted because I wanted you to be happy. I wanted to do what you wanted to do. But even if whether I wanted to do it or not, it was the fact that I just took compassion and care in making things better. I want you to pay for this stuff. That's what I want. That's just my thing. I was like, I went half on this room. He's like, well, I can give you the money back, half the money back for the room right now. That ain't nothing. So you'd rather give me $700 odd for the room than just pay for this stuff in Jamaica for my birthday trip that'll probably come to like $5 something at the most, which is what literally I didn't spend like $500-$600 there in my money outside of the resort and all of that type of stuff. So I'm just like, and that's food. I bought outside everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. This is whatever. So he was like, I need you $20. Another thing with Lonnie. When Lonnie wants something, when Lonnie has a problem, Takaya listens to him. How can we fix it? What can we do to move forward? How can I make things better? I'm super open. I'm super receptive. And he said it. So if he tries to go back and be like, oh, no, that's not what that is, he's a fucking lie because he said it to me. I give him a safe space to speak because I know, and what he told me was in his past relationships, he never felt like he could speak to women. He never felt like he could open up. And that's the thing with a lot of Black men. I've always been an understanding woman, and I made sure to create that space for him. However, when Takaya has an issue or anything, it was always an issue. So I could ask Lonnie, hey, baby, can you go turn the oven on for me? He'd be like, yeah, can you take out the food? Like, he always has to have us on the same level. He can't just do something that I ask him to do. It has to be like a thing. And if it's not a thing, he's like, okay, give me a second. Then it takes so damn long, I wind up doing it myself. Like, that's how he operates. So, Jamaica, we go on the beach, and I'm upset at the way he handled me. And I was really more so upset at, like, I had to negotiate with my boyfriend on my birthday trip about $40 fucking dollars. $40 when I paid for a half of this fucking trip. I couldn't understand it. So I'm like, okay, I'm pissed off. So I just didn't want to respond because I didn't want any confrontation. I didn't want any problems. We already not on the best term because of some random ass bullshit, but I just didn't want any problems. So I went back and I remained quiet. Him and my male close friend, one of my best friends, Alvin. Y'all seen him in some of my videos. He's the blondie dread guy. We went to college together. So they went to go get some wraps so we can roll some, right? So I'm in the room already getting dressed for dinner by this time. He comes in the room and he's in, better spirits than I am because I'm really frustrated and I'm just kind of like trying to be quiet about being frustrated. So I'm just like, okay, I don't want to come off crazy. I don't want to do no wild shit. So I waited till I got dressed, and when I was finished getting dressed, I was like, I really don't like the way that you handle me. And he was like, what? He was like, no, I'm lying. His first response to me, no, it's not that. It's not that at all. And I'm like, what? I was like, I don't like the way you handle me. You treat me like, I was like, Lonnie, I don't ask you for anything of monetary value. I don't ask you for nothing that's crazy. I don't ask you for nothing out of this fucking world. If it's not food, I don't feel like I can ask you for shit. You got to make up your mind about what you think I deserve. But if I need something from you, I can't ask you for nothing. So I'm sorry, yeah. I'm not crying on this fucking laugh. So I was frustrated. I like brushed past him. And I was like, my husband would not talk to me that way. A man that I want to be would not talk to me that way. There are men that would literally want to fucking kiss the bottom of my feet and pay for all of this shit. And you were telling me I'm not your money pit and I asked you for $40. You're telling me this ain't that when I don't ask you for nothing and you fucked up? It's the least you can do. The least. That is where my mental is at. It's the least that you can fucking do. Right? So he goes downstairs. We're back on the beach. And by the time I come, I take a call, like small details happen between that. Nothing super important. But when I come back downstairs, he's sitting by himself and all of my friends are someplace else. Which after he and I went to therapy that followed, the Monday, 2 weeks after, I realized he said he was holding a cabana for everybody. But when I came downstairs, it was him sitting by himself and everybody else doing something else. I meet some people, I'm talking to people, whatever, I'm having a good time. Then I go sit next to him again and I bring it back up because I just want him to get it. I just want him to understand, like, you really are fucking breaking my heart right now. And I just want you to do something to make it better. And since I know you don't know what to do to make it better, just listen to me. Like, I'm just trying to tell you what to do to make it better for right now. Just give me money. Right now, all I want is you to buy what the fuck I got going on. And I was like, I don't want to be with nobody like that. I don't want to be, my husband will not talk to me this way. I don't want to be with anybody that is going to make me feel this small, make me feel like I'm always the issue. Because in the room, he said, you're not going to make me feel bad for $40 fucking dollars. You're not going to make me feel bad for $40. Of my money. It's my money and I get to choose how I want to spend it. And you wanted to spend it on some jewelry that don't mean shit. Which if you live in Atlanta, those 3 pieces that I bought probably would have been a smooth $60 to $80. So when I told him, I was like, I don't want to be with anybody like that. Like, you're just breaking my heart and I'm trying to tell you how to make it better. You're not even trying to listen to me. And his response was, fine, I'll leave tomorrow because I'm not about to be your emotional punching bag. Now I can tell y'all all the small details that happened in between this. I'll tell y'all what I said. That's when I got disrespectful. That's when I was like, you a fucking bitch. I fucking hate you. I'm not getting you the room key. He was like, it's cool. I could buy another one. So now he want to talk this big money shit when we argued over $40, whatever. Me and my friends, we went to the same, it's a resort. It's 3 different hotels, but we stayed in the highest one so we can go to the other resorts. And we went to other resorts and I came back and all of Lonnie's stuff was gone. And he was gone. And my first reaction, because I was mad when I left him, was to text him like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, where the fuck are you?" I'm like livid. Like, where the fuck are you? If you leave this fucking island without me, you'll never hear from me again. I'm like pissed off, y'all. I am like beyond it. And then I texted him the information about the excursions we had the next day. The next day, I texted him like, "Wow, so you really not gonna show up? Like, wow, this is crazy." Y'all, this man left me in Jamaica and ignored me for 35 hours. He left me, got on back on the plane, and went back to Atlanta and left me in Jamaica. My friends still did an amazing fucking job in making my trip the best trip. And again, like I told y'all, since that Monday of my birthday, I've been going through a spiritual awakening. So I'm still going through this spiritual awakening the entire time of this trip. And I'm like, fuck, I'm crying the entire trip. My friends made me feel so loved. They made me feel so amazing. And shout out to Aisha, KO, Alvin, Lambo, and Alicia. They all really made me feel really fucking amazing. And he left me in Jamaica and then ignored me. And then the first time that we talked, his response to me was, "Yeah, you made me feel alienated over $40. He blamed it on me. It was all my fault. He said that you made me feel isolated over $40. You made me feel like you made me feel like I would never do that to my best friend. And this is my birthday trip, y'all. I never told Lonnie to leave. I never said I didn't want you around. I said y'all, I did not raise my voice at this man. I made sure not to put my hands in his face. The most I did after I finished talking, when he was still being an asshole, was brush past him. That was the most that I did. And he said he didn't want to be my emotional punch bag and left. And then the day after he left, well, after he responded to me, I mean, we're arguing over it. Then he was like, "Yeah, you're right. I didn't mean to hurt my best friend. I'm sorry." Then he texted me that he had met up with a social media influencer that I absolutely fucking love. And he told me about it. And he was with his female best friend. After he left me in Jamaica, he went to be with another woman. And this is nothing against the other woman. I absolutely adore her. But he went to be with another woman after he left me in Jamaica. And then and him blaming it on me, he would like text me things on my way. I stayed in Jamaica an extra day. My friends all left the day before me. And I stayed. Well, one of my other friends, he stayed, but he moved to another hotel on that resort lot. And I stayed an extra day to just get clarity, to pray, to cry, to be by myself. And I just prayed to God. I was like, I just need like signs or whatever. May 6, 2019, my ex-boyfriend was whooping my ass on his bathroom floor. May 6, 2021, Lonnie picked up and left me in Jamaica. My first real time out of the country. My first real time out of the country. That man left me to the responsibility of my two other male best friends, which I mean, like they was gonna hold it down. My brother and my best friend, excuse me, and they was gonna hold it down, but it was like that he just put that responsibility on them of the man. You feel me? So, as I'm getting back, he's like texting me these like gaslighting, narcissistic ass, manipulative ass fucking things. And when I had prayed about it, like my spirit was like, no, I don't believe in coincidence. Shit happens for a fucking reason. Your angels, my spirit guides, they talk to me and I speak to them, experience them for a fucking reason. It don't happen for no reason. So excuse me. he was texting me. One of the things he texted me when I was on my way back is, I want to treat you right. I swear to God, I really do. I be wanting to be good to you, but you don't make it easy. I'm like, what, my nigga? And you're literally showing me that we're about to fall back into the exact same pattern. You're saying that, yeah, I mean, I know I did some messed up shit, but it's your fault too that I did this shit to you. It's your fault. And when I call it out, it's an issue. It's a huge problem. And he knew when we got together how vocal I was, how like I let Lonnie know, like, yeah, like I don't even know that if you're able to like handle a woman like me, because I don't tiptoe around people's feelings. And what I'm not, I will never make myself feel small to pacify your ego. Ever. I refuse to be married with kids and unhappy for the rest of my life and miserable. Not at all. Not at all. So yeah, we got into it, and then that full week or whatever, it was just what it was. We didn't really talk or anything like that. And then that following Monday after I got back on a Tuesday. So that next Monday we had therapy, and I basically told the therapist, like, I don't think Lenny's gonna be able to get together. Like, I just don't see it. I think that he's going to get frustrated before he even figures out how to fix it. I am frustrated with the fact that we got to sit here and talk about his feelings over something that he did to me, because the therapist wanted us to talk about how Lonnie felt and after I said what I said. And I basically told him, I was like, I was being intentional with not being confrontational, not talking with my hands, not raising my voice, not being kind. I was being intentional about it. And his response to that was, just because you think you're doing it doesn't mean it comes across to me that way. My response to him was, well, that means we're not compatible, my love. I'm telling you that I know that I can come across like this to you, and you take everything I do as compatible, confrontational, and I'm intentionally not trying to be confrontational, and it still comes across to you as confrontational. Maybe I gotta go my own way. Said that in therapy. Nope. He's like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to work it out. I don't want to give up on this. I don't want to give up on you. I fucking love you. Like, you my best friend. You blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff. That was that Monday. He asked me on a date. And in between this, we've had sex 4 or 5 times. 4 times. And he asked me on a date to go on a date that following week. And I was like, okay. Because I basically said, like, you got to put in work. You got to do something. You got to show me something. And his response to me was, well, yeah, what day is cool with you? I'm like, you asked me on a date. What day works for you? He was like, Monday. I was like, all right, cool. In that week, I got invited on a trip to Miami with Tiffany and my other homegirls, because her boyfriend had some business to do out there. And, like, it was paid for. Like, we just coming to chill and hang out with each other. And I said, yeah. So I went to Lonnie, and I know we have therapy on Mondays, and he asked me on a date, and that would be on Monday. So I went to him. I said, hey, how do you feel about moving our date to another day and therapy, because I want to go out of town. I'm be out of town on Monday. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, what did he say to me? He was like, oh, well, I mean, I was like, what about Tuesday? He was like, oh, well, we could do Wednesday because I filmed Tuesday. I said, okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure you're cool with it, because I don't want you to feel no type of way. He was like, hey, I'm cool with it, but just let your other niggas know that I'm taking you out on Wednesday, and I don't care. I'm not rescheduling this again. That was his response. I tried to reschedule therapy for later in the week 2 times. It did not work for his schedule. That was his response. I said, you know what? I'm the one trying to change it. Y'all just focus on what y'all got going on. Yeah, like yeah, I'm the one trying to change therapy from a day that we always do it on to a different day. So y'all just keep it on Monday, but I won't be there because I'll be out of town. The therapist, he was like, are you sure you can't come? Girl, I will be out of town. That's why I tried to change it. No, I will not be there. He texted me when I was in Miami, hey, hope you're having a good time. But then he felt, this is after I broke up with him in Jamaica, y'all, and he told me he still wanted to work on it. I hope you're having a good time, but you need to, I think that I don't want things to be resentful, and I don't want us to be toxic. So I think that you need to go ahead. We need to officially end things again in Jamaica. I hope that you are enjoying yourself. Did like it was such a fucking manipulative ass, narcissistic ass statement, basically saying that he doesn't want to be with me because he doesn't want things to be toxic, but things aren't toxic when I'm sucking your dick. Like it doesn't make it. It didn't add up, and we lived together, so you literally could have waited till I got home the next day to tell me all of this. You told me all of this shit while I was on my vacation. And your first words were, well, I hope you're enjoying your vacation. Whatever. Ask him, no, I didn't mean it like that. That's not what I meant. Not at all. Whatever. Moving forward, he then goes, he then goes to, he asked me the next day. I just responded back to him like, okay, cool. Can you do X, Y, and Z? He was like, yeah. I didn't engage in that text message. So then the next day he responds, can I ask you a question? I'm like, what's up? He's like, well, did you do that because you didn't care about the relationship? Did you cancel? He didn't say reschedule. He said, which is what I did. He said, did you cancel therapy and our date because you don't care about the relationship? And I was like, what? What? No, so at this point I'm beginning to feel crazy because I'm like, I know that like you said that it was cool. Like I asked you, I was like, I don't know if you had reservations or anything like that. I want to make sure that you're cool. And you said, okay. So I was confused at this point. And like confusion for me, anybody that truly knows me, confusion for me equals anger. And sometimes it makes me slip into a deep rabbit hole of depression because I can't trust myself. I can't trust anybody. I can't trust anything. And it fucks my mind up, like completely fucks my mind up. Make sure y'all are liking this video. It's 167 likes on here and 469 viewers. Don't be nosy, like the video. But yeah, so he basically was like, oh, well, I only said what I said to you the other day because I thought you didn't care about fixing the relationship. I was like, what? I'm so confused. But before he had sent me this, I had already emailed the therapist and told her I won't be attending therapy anymore because he broke up with me via text message, which is the most fucking, child. That is the most immature shit you can fucking do. This man is in his 30s. Break up with somebody via text message. Ew. But I was really in my feelings about it. And when I got back, still being me, I'm so forgiving, hard. Like I love you. I just fucking love you. And it takes forever for me to, well, not always forever, but I'm not easy to like give up on you. Like I'm not easy to give up on you. So when I got back, I was still cool or whatever. I didn't really like say much. And like we're in the house, it's mostly silent, but I'm like, cordial. He had told the therapist, like some outside visitors came, Minx had came into town and somebody else, and he told the therapist like they were asking why she's being so weird and so cold. And it's like, nigga, you know why I'm being weird and cold. Instead of him sticking up for me in any capacity, he was just like, I don't know. She just be like that. You gotta let it pass. Like that's the type of shit that I've been dealing with. Moving forward to the more present time. Even after all of that shit that I just told y'all, the ATL verse shit, the just fucking everything, I literally still wanted it to work. I wanted it to work. I really did. I still wanted him to just be my man because I've never dated a best friend. The vibe that Lonnie and I have had and have carried has always been organic. Anything that y'all have seen of he and I has always been organic. It has never been like anything. And Lonnie is not my typical type of man. That doesn't mean that I never found him attractive. No. He was fine as fuck to me. Everything, sex on point, penis size on point. I will never downsize any of that. So ladies, go ahead. Y'all go ahead, get y'all a slice. He easy. But I didn't think that he would do me like this because we were best friends. Like I didn't think that he would do me like this because we were so fucking close. So moving forward, I still wanted to work it out. We went to a cookout on Memorial Day, and then we were like talking about us and stuff like that. And spiritually, I'm on a completely different level than he is, and I have patience for that. But even the way, like I told him that I didn't like something, and his response to me was in this deep talk that we're having about rebuilding and getting back together and working on us. I told him, I was like, I don't like the way that you handle my problems. And he was like, what? So I can tell Lonnie, hey, I'm gonna use this. I don't like when you call me a bitch. Lonnie's mindset behind my problem is, okay, I'm gonna work on it, but I'm human, so I'm gonna fuck up a million more times, but I'm gonna get it together eventually. Which gives him, like, with my problems, he cushions the fact that he's gonna fuck up a million more times, so that when he fucks up, he'd be like, I told you I was gonna do this. Instead of being like, I'm sorry, baby, you don't like this? I will never call you a bitch from this day forward. And then if he fucks up, I will have a different mindset, or okay, you didn't mean it. But when the way that he would go about it would be like, oh, I'm human. Humans fuck up. Like, I'm going to make mistakes. So, and I'm just using the bitch word because, I mean, that didn't bother me necessarily. But if I say I don't like being called a bitch, he'll be like, I mean, I might call you a bitch for the next, like, 3 months. But then eventually I'm that's how I perceive what the hell he was saying to me. Like, I'm human. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. He would never go into our relationship with a winning attitude. It would always be, I'm human. I'm going to fuck up. I've been doing this for this long, so you just got to deal with it, blah, blah, blah. And then try to, at wit's end, try to compare it to my mental health. Like my being bipolar. Y'all, I swear to God, I have never, like, let me make sure I'm never is a strong word. I probably, like, one time came at Lonnie crazy without being calm first off of a confrontation. And I know, like, seemingly it looks like I would be like the wild, fuck you, I hate you ass person. I swear to God, in this relationship, no, not at all. I was the cool, calm, and collected. When you guys, people that's around us, like, I pipe the fuck up because I'm vocal. I have to tell people what I like and what I don't like. When I like something, I want you to keep doing it. When I don't like something, I don't want you to keep doing it. I'm vocal about that stuff. That intimidates people. I get that. But in this, he was a complete fucking dick. Complete dick. Like, and I am truly disheartened because, again, that was my best friend. So moving further along to the present day, he and I had that talk, and then he and I even spoke, we have the Two Morons channel about letting you guys in on what's been going on with us on our channel, because everything is not always good and dandy. And this is me still wanting to work it out. I'm like, all right. He's like, baby, I'm gonna be there every step of you every step of the way with you. All I need is your cooperation. I just want you to cooperate with me, and I promise you won't have to want for nothing. Like, it'll be good. We'll be okay. And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I just feel like I just want our fans to relate to us and just understand and know that things are not always perfect. Things are not always good. So I'm okay with sharing that. And he was like, I promise I won't make you feel alone. That was that conversation. That was a Sunday. On a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we were good. Thursday, I had a premiere for the very first TV show that I'm in that's being shopped around with other big name actors, right? Karan Joseph Riley is one of them. And he showed up to my premiere high as fuck. We came together. So I won't say showed up as if I wasn't there. He showed up with me to my premiere high as fuck. Lonnie's always high. He does edibles. I smoke weed. So he was high as fuck, which is cool. When he got there, it was at first me and Tiffany. All of my girlfriends showed up that could. My immediate friends currently, they all showed up. Aisha, Lambo, and Tiffany. They all showed up for me. And then my new friend Dorian, who's now my stylist, one of my stylists. And he also showed up for me. But they showed up, and in the beginning, he was just like, shh, like, y'all loud. It was a networking screening event. So when we got there, it was the networking part of the event. So people were talking and asking questions. So there are people all the way in the back talking. Me and my friend are talking. He's like, shh, y'all loud. So I'm like, do you want to, like, he's like, I'm trying to listen. Like, do you want to like switch seats? So he switched seats with us to sit in front of us so he could hear. We're still, in the back, like talking and stuff like that. It comes time for my thing to film, my TV show to premiere that I'm in, which is the last TV show of the evening. And as you guys know, Lonnie has just, he has his TV show on the way, and his premiere for his TV show will be soon. Congrats on that. But he was at the premiere, and when my show came out, I was sitting behind him. He would look up periodically, be down on his phone, look up periodically. Cool. He watched it, I guess, for the most part. It was like here and there. He was in and out. Then afterwards, which has completely caught me off guard and really made me extremely nervous. And I don't really get nervous a lot. I'm not really a woman that gets. I feel like I can tackle almost anything. But they asked for the cast to come up, and the main role, I'm the supporting role in this TV show. But the main girl, she didn't show up. So I was the only woman that was there. So when I walked up, all the seats were filled. They got up out of their seat, put me in the middle. I was nervous as fuck. So those of you who are in relationships or have really, really close friendships with people or family, it doesn't matter who it is. When you're nervous and you have people in the crowd, you tend to look at people who give you that sense of security, who let you know that it's okay. Who let you know that things are fine. And I kept looking up, and Lonnie was looking down. His hand was in his head. He was on his phone. My friends were walking up, taking pictures of me. Yes, girl. Not yelling or anything, but taking pictures of videos. Lonnie didn't take a picture. He didn't take a video. He didn't tell me good job, congratulations, I'm proud of you. You got this. Take your time. Nothing. He was completely disengaged from the entire event. Then at the end, me and my friends were taking pictures, and one of my friends asked him to take a picture, and he had an attitude about it. So again, me being me, and just being more so aware of, again, my triggers and how I respond to them. The response is what I'm trying to work on. I know my triggers, but I'm trying to do better at responding to when people I love and care about or I know don't respect those. That is my issue currently in life. But I let him know. We all decided to go out to eat after that. And I got in the car with him, and I looked at him and I was like, maybe I really did not feel supported by you tonight. I was looking up at you for reassurance. I was looking up at you for safety, for anything, and not once was your head up. Not once. And when I told him that, he just looked at me. Then he looked back at the road. And from that time, it's 11 something, close to midnight. From that time, we went out to eat. He and I didn't talk. He didn't speak. He didn't say sorry. He didn't say anything. The following day, I had my first photo shoot for what's supposed to, I guess I'll find out if the pictures got rejected or not. I mean, accepted or not, excuse me. We don't want to claim rejection. Accepted or not. I find out in 2 weeks. But it's a guy who's he's friends. He just plugged in with the stuff and they asked him to submit something. So it was my first photo shoot for what could be in a magazine. And I was so nervous. And I told him about that photo shoot 3 days. I told him about that 2 days before my premiere. So 3 days ahead of time. It's I'm nervous. I've never done anything like this before. It's supposed to be a high fashion shoot. So because I told him that I didn't feel supported by him that Thursday, that Friday, I didn't hear from it at all. And a text, when I woke up that morning, I said, have a good day. You too. Not a text, not a call, not a good luck, not a you got this. Not like not anything. Just not anything. And I contacted him about it and basically let him know that I was like, you're really disappointing me. Like, I need you to do something drastic, like ASAP, or I gotta go my own way. Like, I don't know. You're not giving me anything to pull from. I don't know how to move forward in this relationship. And that man's response to me, y'all. Actually, I want to read this verbatim because I don't even want. I'm gonna just read the first line verbatim, which is all I needed to hear to give myself anything that I want. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. The first line in his response after me telling him, like, you're not doing enough to change. Like, you fucked my entire world up. You literally just came and placed a bomb in my life and blew it up. And you're not doing anything to change. I'm not even seeing anything, any small things. There's nothing. And this last month, all this has happened in the past month, y'all. Lonnie has bought me some $4 flowers with a sorry pic in it and took me on a putt-putt date. That's what he's done in this past month for me to show me his sorriness or how sorry he was. But when I told him that he wasn't doing enough, all of that stuff, I was like, I need you to show. I'm at my wit's end. I need you to show me something drastic, like ASAP, or I have to go my own way. I don't know what to do now. He said, I understand. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you and tell you I'm going to do something drastic and change. I've apparently been doing you a disservice and not treating you how you deserve to be treated. So I can't be mad at you for your decision. Time and time again, I failed you. I guess I'm just not getting it. You shouldn't be in a relationship where you're constantly suffering. That is the most narcissistic fucking thing that I have ever heard in my life. 3 days ago, this man was just pleading his case about how he wants to be with me and he's going to try it all and he's going to make it work. And child, that was verbatim. So where I'm at now, he's like trying to push this narrative on me of a non-traditional relationship and whatever that looks like to us. And like, I'm like for a whatever non-traditional means. It's just non-traditional just means not what the hell everybody else thinks of it. But, I was even open to the possibility of Lonnie and I having a girlfriend because I understand the village mentality behind that, what that means. I was even open to that, but that's not enough for him. He literally listened to all of my fears, all of my insecurities, and played the fuck out of me. And I'm still in his house. It's not as easy for me to move. I got all odds against me. I got an open fucking case that I'm trying to fucking beat. This is a felony, which fucking 86s you out of most things. I've been an entrepreneur. They want all these fucking documents. I got to find all of that shit. I got to figure all of that shit out. So it's not as easy as I would like it to be to like just transition But as it stands now, he and I are in the same home. We don't talk at all. Um, I just feel so disrespected. I feel so um, hurt. This shit with ATL verse and with Lonnie personally has really fucked me up because I put my trust and my I don't have a felony. I'm not convicted. I was charged. Damn it. And it's over a fucking lie. But I explain that in another live. But I my trust has been betrayed, my safety, my willingness to do. Jamal really fucking hurt me, y'all. He really fucking hurt me. I can't talk, but he really fucking hurt me. And the way that he played my pain hurt me more than that shit he actually did. Lonnie is the same. They the same fucking person. They the same. When they don't have control over a situation, they'll do anything to manipulate it. And I don't want to say all Scorpio men, but Scorpio men nonetheless. Thank you. Somebody just sent me $9.99. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna put my Cash App in here. Why not? But I am just trying to get my mental back on pace, on track, all while trying to keep everything afloat, all while trying to pay for shit. And I got people that I always have to pay for some shit because of some shit I don't know. And Lonnie, I don't know what the future may hold. I've never been able to fall back in love with a person once I let them go. I haven't let him go yet. However, I know that I need to. And I know that I'm going to. And I know that I have to. For now. There is nothing like him. That last message that he had sent me was like, I'm not even going to let you know that I'm going to do something drastic and change. That men like that they'll just always fall back on the fact that I told you that I wasn't about to change. I told you what was going on. I told you what was really up. So I don't want to set myself up for failure and be in those types of situations at all. He just really fucked me up. All of the things that he said his ex, all the ways that he said his exes made him feel about not being able to talk and not be able to express his feelings and sexually not being. There was one part of time. I remember when Lonnie and I first met, we always used to talk about how we were both pleasers. Not at all. Lonnie is not a pleaser. He likes to be pleased, and he ain't never found a bitch that pleased, so he was doing the pleasing. He found a woman that pleased, and he stopped pleasing. He is not a pleaser. Don't let that nigga cap to you. My biggest thing is that he be on this internet fucking line and acting like he be doing shit, and doing a certain thing, and that he was not doing, and he wasn't portraying that, and he wasn't acting like that at all. Like at all. Leonard Davis and Mr. Jackson, I really, really appreciate y'all. I really do. All right, let me read some of y'all comments and stuff. I've just been talking, so I will still be, well, as I gotta pray about it closer too. But as it stands, I'll still be at his premiere for his TV show that he has going on. And you know, in the spirit of me being transparent, I might as well just be super fucking transparent. It really bothers me, or bothered me, that I've known Lonnie for 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 7, 8 years, been working with him and putting in work to help him with X, Y, and Z. And he used Jessica as his main role in his first TV show ever. This has nothing to do with Jessica. I have no issue with Jessica. I absolutely adore her, but I am in a space where I've been doing a lot of shadow work, and a lot of this shit is just compelled me to just like be honest despite what that looks like and despite how that feels. I'm jealous as hell about that. Jealous as fuck. And it put a wedge in between me and Lana's relationship in the beginning. And I didn't realize what that like was really coming from or why that was towards her. And it was like at one point I didn't like Jessica, but it really, when I like, sat down, did anything about it and talked to her and stuff like that in the beginning when shit initially happened, it wasn't her. I was genuinely jealous that he went and chose a woman that he had just met that year, like less than 6 months ago, to be the lead star in his movie, knowing that I'm a stronger actress. So it fucked me up. I won't lie, but I was too like, I didn't want to like I didn't want to like seem like a hater or like bitter. But it's like, especially women, like oh no, you people think that, don't say nothing about that. You don't want to come across like you hate. You don't want people to think that you care. And it's like, no, I do care. I am hurt. I am in my feelings. I am insecure. I'm okay with that. I am so okay with that. I am okay with saying that, yes, somebody that I loved, fucked with, and trusted put me to the side without a conversation for everybody else. The immature me is what had an issue with Jessica. But then when I like really thought about it, I was like, no, I don't have no problem with her. I don't have no issue with this girl at all. She's great and her booty soft and her boobies soft. Okay. And she has a beautiful hair. I have no issue or problem with her, but it became an issue because of Lonnie. Like Lonnie would be telling Jessica things and I wouldn't know shit. I had a problem with that. And a lot of times he made me feel crazy. Like he just made me feel crazy. Like he just did what he wanted to do. But if Takaya wanted him to do something, then it was an issue. And that became an issue for me. We won't hear. What does this say? Damn, y'all really mad. Who's y'all? I'm not mad at Jamal. I just don't fuck with him. No, Lonnie is not gay at all. That nigga love women. Honestly, it might be that he wants to change but doesn't want to tell you and then fail again. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. If that's how he is, that doesn't work for me. So that's that. There was something that somebody wrote up here that I'm trying to find. I love you guys too. I mean, I know, like, again, back to my spiritual journey and just what I've been through and how I've been moving through things and understanding things. I've hit the ground so many fucking times, y'all, I can't even count. I have been homeless, molested, raped, beat up, abused, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Like I can go, I gotta write a book one day. So this time I just have peace in knowing that, girl, this is who he told you he is. Like I knew that it wasn't even Lonnie just fucking up. It was the fact that he got frustrated with me at the pressure I put on him to get it together. So that was pretty much it. Like there were things that he wanted in this relationship that I would try to make happen or make him feel comfortable about asking or anything like that. Details I won't reveal, but I was just there. I was just there. And all the patience that Lonnie had for me, like I told y'all in the beginning of me and him messing around before we were in a relationship, way before we was in a relationship, I fucked around with my ex again. and told him myself and fought for that. I was like, I fucked up. I still love you and I still want to be with you. Like I want to be with you, not still, but I want to be with you. Like his response to me was like, you make me feel like I can put all my eggs in one basket. And I was like, no, I don't want you to feel like that. Like I did all of that, but when the shoe was on the other foot and it's time for him to put his big boy pants on and get shit together, he's not capable of doing that because of his ego. I'm able to listen to him, talk to him, understand him, and all of that because of his ego. I'm sorry, somebody just texted me about somebody asked me about. But yeah, that's pretty much where that is. I do trust God and my spirit gods and my ancestors, and they've all been amazing. Oh my goodness, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all. If I have to be homeless again, it's cool. And like, and there are people who will really be like, oh, don't spread your business and don't, but it's my business. And I need y'all to know something about me. Transparency has always helped me heal. Always. Transparency has always helped me get through shit. Transparency has always, like, just knowing that I'm being like honest with people that are invested in me. At one point, it was just my family. At one point, it was just my friends. Shit, at one point, it was my dog that I used to have. Like, I'm transparent with people that are invested in me. And y'all are people that are invested in me and that I fuck with. And it's not necessarily that I feel like I owe y'all something. I just feel safe speaking to people that keep up with what the hell I got going on. I haven't posted in, it says a month on my YouTube, but it's been a little over a month. And I just felt like y'all need to know like what's going on. Like Lonnie really fucking hurt me. And looking at the relationship, shit, I thought I would fuck up before him. I never thought he would be who the fuck he showed me he is. And this is as I sit in his house in one of his bedrooms. And that's why I gotta find some place to move. I gotta figure it out. I gotta just figure it out. And I gotta find out how to do this. And I'm terrified. Because this is all unexpected. I thought this was gonna be my husband. You just be tired. Like, you just be like, damn. You tell somebody, like I can look at you right now and tell what you're going to get. You're going to be over me. Like, this is not going to work because of X, Y, and Z. And then a lot of times as humans, we just ignore our spirit. And we ignore our spirit because of our selfish, personal, human desires. A lot of times. We do that. And I just feel like this is one of those times. I feel like his spirit told him what was up. His spirit knew, like, now this girl gonna make you feel everything. This girl gonna take you through it and blah, blah, blah. And I just be tired of getting my heart broken by people I fuck with. It should be so frustrating. Like, I be pouring myself into people. I be there. I show up for all of my friends. I show up for all of my family. I show up for everybody. I show up for everybody. And I really get that shit back in return. But I still keep showing up because that's just who I am. And nothing can change that. As many times if I've been like, oh, I'm not going to do this no more. I'm not going to fuck with this person. I'm going to just move cold-hearted. I'm about to be, my spirit will not allow me. Hell, I told her the other day, I was like, I'm going to make sure that you fucking hate me. I'll make sure you don't like this bitch at all. I can't even do nothing if I wanted to. Not the way that my spirit is moving. Even if I wanted to do the worst shit, I can't. The spirit is like literally just not like it just doesn't move that way. It doesn't operate that way at all. And I mean, I'm just trying to Rio, thank y'all so much. I really appreciate y'all. DeAndre, Yobi, I love that name. Yobi. That's really nice. Popularity contest. Right away you're paying. Y'all are so funny. Jonathan, I really appreciate y'all. But yeah, I had to come over here and tell y'all because I've just literally been like, lately I'm just like, fuck this YouTube shit because the two people that help motivate me and convince me to do it are the two people that I feel betrayed by. I feel so betrayed. And I couldn't even explain it to them in a way that they would understand if I wanted to at this point. So like I felt like I said, me, Jay, and Tiffany are like the best of fucking friends. I have no issues with them. I absolutely love them. All the people that you see, the sub parts of ATL verse, I still fuck with all of those people. So Aaron, Chase, Mel, David, who's a phenomenal shooter. You'll see him in videos here and there. Adro, Rod, shit. I'm hope I'm not shit. Jessica, Lauren, anybody that you see around, I'm still like cool with them. Nessa, I'm still cool with them. But Lonnie and Jamal really fucking hurt me in a way that like I tried to move past, but like Jamal made it worse, and then the shit and how it played out with Lonnie and I's relationship, the nigga lacks compassion completely. He lacks. Lisa, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And like I'm a hopeless romantic, so like I just be like I'll never truly receive the love. I may never truly receive the love back that I want from people, but I just be asking for some type of appreciation. And appreciation doesn't mean necessarily doing things back for me of monetary or any other kind of value. It just really means just I need a hug or like being kind or like not talking shit about me. Or like if I tell you that you did something that hurt my feelings, being understanding of that. And I'm like going through a really tough time mentally and emotionally, a really tough time. And I'm okay with that because this is also along the journey of my spiritual awakening. And this shit is like me doing shadow work and writing down my traumas and my triggers. This shit is painful. It's painful as fuck. It's so fucking painful. But I know that the person that I'll be on the other side of this will be so amazing. Oh, man. I said I was about to even fucking cry and shit. But, yeah. I remember Lonnie used to say to me and be like, if we ever broke up, I wouldn't have anything bad to say about you. He's like, and of course, that that depends on how it ends, but I don't have anything bad to say about you, like at all. And then, like, just thinking about it, it's like the most you can fucking say is I'm fucking crazy, and like me being crazy, literally mental illness. Like I am bipolar, and I come with a million warnings, and I tell you a million times to stop doing something before I fucking snap and lose my fucking shit. It's the worst shit. The way Takaya acts or TK acts when she's upset is the worst fucking shit ever. But the things that those two men have said to me over February, March, April, May, June, it happened in January. So January, well, since February, I haven't been able to really create January, February, March, April, May, June. 5 months. In the last 5 months. It's just like, like you want your person to get it together. It's like, I can like fuck with, I don't really, like you like at a point, you're like, I don't want anybody else. I just want you to get it together because you're like mine still, like you're my person. And I just want you to tighten up and you're not tightening up. And Lonnie is a private person completely. I opened him up to all of this shit. Hell, I'm a huge fucking part of why the hell his content is so raunchy. If you follow Lonnie, I've been following him for a long time. That Bloods Have Sex video was the first video he did, as raunchy as he did. And he argued me down. It was like, I don't want to be that sexual. I don't want to have those types of jokes in my comedy. And I was like, nigga, why not? Do it. I've always given Lonnie his confidence and poured into him. And when it was time for him to pour back into me, I think, but yeah, I cry when I have to, for sure. I have to cry. If I don't cry, then I'll fucking blow up and do some like wild shit. And I'm doing good. I've ever since Friday evening, and some shit happened with Lonnie, and then some shit happened elsewhere that I can't explain. But like, it was like a full circle moment for me, and it was like, oh my god, boom. And now I'm at peace with how things have been going. I'll probably cry about it at some point. Hopefully, like when I move into my new place. But like right now, I just be nervous because I don't know. I want to feel, and I can't really feel right now. Yeah, but skits on the way about all this shit because that's how I get out my pain. Fuck you talking about? Skits on the way about all of this. Because baby, if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, something bit me on my damn head. TikTok or Instagram, you hear me and see me talking about it, but got the skits on the way. Stay tuned. Thank y'all all for tuning in. I gave myself a date of this Thursday, so the 10th of June, to begin back filming. If I don't start Thursday, I'm going to start Saturday. But I'm starting back filming this week because I'm just pushing myself back into it. Because even though I'm not doing the absolute best, and Lonnie basically took everything that his exes did to him and did it to me, outside of the cheating, the only thing to my knowledge that he hasn't done is cheat on me. But he did every fucking thing else. I gave myself a date despite all of the bullshit that I'm going to just jump back into it no matter how. But I gotta be transparent with y'all and let y'all know like where I stand. And a person that I used to text about my pain, we used to literally text each other about this kind of shit. And he did the same shit. And I guess I'm just kind of like the audacity for you to talk down on my exes as if you were any better than them. You're the same person, just disguised in a different way. But on a positive side, I do see it as God being like, you said you love yourself. Let's see how much. Let's see if you're going to choose. And later down the line, I don't know what later down the line means. I don't know what that timeline ever looks like. I do think that let me take that back. I don't know what holds later down the line. However, if you ever see Lonnie and I back in a relationship ever again, please know that he is vibrating on my same level of energy. A lot of men and women ask for things they are not ready for. And I can say this wholeheartedly on my son and all my friends' unborn babies, that what Lonnie asked for on a majority level, majorly, I was for him. I was a good woman. I was understanding. He never had to worry about sex, never had to worry about head, never had to worry about eating because I always cooked. The man was the provider and I took care of home like I was supposed to take care of home. But then I realized the providing was conditional. And that's where shit threw for a loop. Jamal, it was basically we had an issue and he had a lack of compassion for my feelings about said issue. And that moving forward, He tried to gaslight and manipulate a situation that he brought into fruition. I just can't. Like, I've been letting people go with ease. Just with ease. Lonnie is harder because this has been my boo for shit. I mean, in my life as intimately as he is for the past year and a half. But, yep, that's pretty much where it stands. I thank you guys so much for tapping in. Hopefully, I can read all of these comments after the fact. I'm a Taurus. He's a Scorpio. I don't know. I'm not a water sign. Whoever just said that, I'm not a water sign. I'm gonna put my Instagram in the comments. It's TEKAYYTV. Oh no, I'm just gonna put it. I'm just gonna type it regular. TEKAYYTV. That's my Instagram. My next step is to. Oh, my son is away for the summer with my dad. Bryson already thinks he's my man, so he's just like, I try not to dump things on him, but he can feel me. So when I call him, he'll kind of be like, "Mommy, what's the matter? Was Lonnie mean?" Like, he can, like, it's really weird how intuitive he is. But yeah, like, Bryson is good. I told my parents when I got pregnant, hey, if I have this fucking child, y'all are taking him every summer. Every summer. He has to be with y'all every summer. I need my breaks like the teachers get. So y'all enjoy him every summer. So he kind of like alternates every summer between my mom and my dad. But yeah, and let me see. But look, y'all just expect some amazing things from me. I don't know what's next for me. I really don't. However, it'll happen. I'm looking at y'all messages and y'all gonna make me cry because I really appreciate all of the love that y'all have. But really, another thing that really bothers me about the situation is Lonnie had met my dad right before he started doing all of this bullshit. My dad is like so sacred to me. Like right before he started doing all of this weirdo shit. And like black men, let me tell you, if you're not an older black man, you need older black men in your life, or just other wise black men. Not the black men that do dumb shit and you know what I'm talking about, and you can use your discernment to know who I'm talking about. Y'all need to talk to other black men. I need to talk to older black men. OGs, y'all need them in y'all corner because it's too many. Y'all never seen a man fumble something the way that Lonnie fumbled this relationship in a matter of a month. And I tried countless times. If you see me back with him, like I'm not even gonna lie. It's just things, man. I don't think there's no chance. Like, not at all. Not even a little bit. He is like hurt me like too bad. I would be resentful towards him as at this point. But if you were to see us together a year, whatever from now, like I said, know that we vibrating on the same level because I am hurt, boy. But I just know I gotta keep pushing because I gotta live. Yep. And on that note, I will catch you guys later. Bye.